I just got a call from Ryan and he just found a lean sale ZX-14R, fastest production bike in existence, allegedly. It looks pretty sweet. Not a huge fan of the actual looks, but it's an insane bike. It's at some tow yard. A guy was speeding on it, fastest production bike ever, without a license. And so it got towed, so I headed over there to take it for myself. Since the dude was speeding on it without a license, it's now mine. Thank you for your service. Absolutely. Also, thanks again for even just telling me about this and going above and beyond and bringing your own trailer and everything for it.
Yeah, that was like about 95% sure you were gonna buy it.
Oh, for sure. For like 2,800 bucks, you almost just can't go wrong on it.
Can't go wrong.
I mean, go for it. I'll be filming, yeah. Yeah, go for it, dude. As a thank you to Ryan for trailering it and finding the deal, he gets to rip it one time, at least one time, and do a wheelie, everything. Sheesh.
Dude, I got a little shake and everything. I love that feeling, man.
That's so sick. Well, thanks again, Ryan. I appreciate you even hooking me up with something like that. $2,800 for this. DMV fees are only estimated $405 or something. Yeah, we should be in this about half of what it's actually valued at. Clean title after the lean paperwork goes through. Maybe it's just some new fairings, and I think this will be a fun little rebuild project. This thing is an incredible machine. I'm gonna fire it up, just go up and down the street. I know you already saw Ryan completely shredding this thing already. Cold start of the ZX-14R. You guys might remember my first bike was a Yamaha FZ6. So it was a 600cc like sport touring bike. It was an R6 engine in that bike, but it was kind of detuned. It was still quick and everything, but this is a whole different level. This is ZX-14R, 1400cc, is one of the fastest production bikes ever made. And just the tech features, it's got traction control, different power settings, like all kinds of cool stuff. Such a nice bike, dude. Dude, I'm so excited to get back into motorcycles. I've been wanting to get a nice bike, really just forever. This kind of checks all the boxes for me, besides the super aggressive stance, but I'm gonna ride this thing into the garage and I'll show you guys something else real quick. I know this video is about the ZX-14R, but I also got a CBR 1000 like 2 days ago, so. Yeah, yeah, you like it? It's a fast bike. Yeah, you should, dude. If you see the garage door up, feel free to swing by. No, I mean, I haven't ridden for a long time. I had some kids, I got little kids now, so. But that's the first nice bike I've picked up since we had kids a few years ago, so. I half expected him to be like, you stupid kid riding with no helmet, you're gonna get yourself killed one of these days, because he was a student driver car. He was probably like using me as an example. That's what I thought he was doing. He was like, that kid should not be riding with the helmet. Flip around, I'm gonna go tell him, whatever. Thought for sure that's what was gonna happen. Not some like Yamaha racing legend pull it up being like, that's a nice bike. Didn't expect that. Couple days ago, I actually just picked up a laid down CBR 1000RR. And this was actually my dream bike. This is the first bike I ever wanted to buy. I have a picture way back in the day going over to our local motorcycle store and actually getting on one of these, and my first like real bike I sat on. And I just fell in love with the CBRs of this era with the tail exhaust and everything. Dude, I'm pumped to also rebuild this one. But the ZX-14R is a completely different animal. This bike was just, it's a machine. Like, it's huge. Like, I'm a big guy and I make the CBR look small when I sit on it. This thing is just an absolute beast. It's a heavy bike. And I do want to show you guys the damage too. I could tell it was laid down a little bit. Ryan told me the towing company thought there was a transmission problem, which is why they were selling it for so much cheaper than it's actually worth. Allegedly, it wouldn't click to second gear when it's just sitting. I never tried it myself. Ryan was saying these come equipped with a quick shifter, so it only goes to first when you're at no speed, and then when you have speed, it'll go to second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. That's the story. I got this for $2,800. Insanely cheap for this bike. And it's clean title. It's got 46,000 miles on it, which isn't like high. It's not low, obviously, but it runs great. It runs really well. All right, let's talk about the damages. The first damage is, obviously I could tell this was laid down at some point. There's a bolt hole right there that was obviously sheared off. So when someone laid it down with the side exhaust, something ripped the exhaust pipe out that way. And then they put a new aftermarket exhaust on it, which is a Two Brothers Racing. And this system, I looked it up on eBay, is like $550 for the Two Brothers system. So it's a nice exhaust somebody installed on it in the place of probably the stock exhaust after they laid it down. Secondly, here is the super custom, super high quality stainless steel windscreen that somebody just took clippers and literally just cut out like 16th inch stainless steel sheet. That is such a safety hazard. If you crashed like this in this position, you went straight forward, where do you think your neck is going to end up? And this is a sharp edge too, so I don't know who designed this, who thought that it would be a good idea instead of buying literally an $18 windscreen for this thing to do a janky stainless steel windscreen that will literally, I also think this is an aftermarket fairing kit. I think somebody laid it down pretty good and then had to get an aftermarket fairing kit. I found this exact one on eBay and it's cracked here. So I think it probably got laid down pretty substantially at some point and then they replaced the fairings and then maybe somebody laid it down slowly another time and cracked it again, or it just tipped over or something. But besides that, I mean, the bike is in really good condition. Nothing else to really complain about. Very nice bike. And I actually really like the bronze color scheme they did because the new fairing kit is going to look really good with that color scheme. It's the exact same one as the McLaren. These are the keys that came with the bike. I think we all can make a few assumptions based on branding. Anyway, that's the story of this bike. Let's get this thing washed up and I'll show you guys what we're going to do to it. Totally forgot that there's a complete panel missing here off of the fairings. Somebody might have ripped this off though, trying to get some wiring that they had installed before the bike got towed. That's kind of what I suspect, or it just happened to break. Who knows? I almost forgot to mention some of the mods that were on this thing. Not only does it have a Two Brothers exhaust on it, it also has an extended swing arm as well. I was so glad it had an extended swing arm. The stock wheelbase with the wheel tucked in to about here, it looks really bad. And so I actually almost didn't buy this bike, fun fact, because I just wasn't into how it looks. But it had an extended swing arm, which really improved the look of this bike. It also looks like it has a lowering system on it too, and it looks like it's as close, like as low to the ground as it can be. Definitely gonna raise it up when we actually start tearing into this bike. It'll make the stance so much better. You can see how low the tail end is in comparison to how high the front is. It'll look a lot more aggressive when we raise that back up. As far as mods go, that's pretty much it. And then just obviously the standard, you know, shorty levers and awesome gold rear sets and bronze passenger rear sets. But overall, bike looks good. Not a huge fan of Kawasaki green. We're getting rid of that right now. You can't really stand turn this bike. Maybe it's just because it's such a long wheelbase and just so heavy. That being said, I do work out. So I just freaking grab the wheel, freaking move it like this. Easy money. There's the fairing kit for it. I think this was 400 something bucks. You guys ready to see the color we're changing this thing to? Plan here is to match the McLaren when it's done with paint. There was indeed a fairing kit that is in a maroon red, very similar to the McLaren's. It's a little bit more like bright red. I'm like 99% sure I already checked to make sure this was for the right bike. But if it's not, there's no refund at this point. But let's just start busting everything out, dude. Crazy to me how somebody couldn't just put an actual windscreen on this thing. That's insane, man. All right, I'm gonna get some scissors. Let's just freaking do this. Look at that, dude. That's gonna look so much better. Yep, that is the tank cover. Got ourselves a front fender here. So much better. This thing's gonna look so sick, dude. I think it's safe to say that this is gonna look so much better. The only thing this thing was missing was that nice maroon color with those bronze wheels. It's gonna look freaking sweet. I can't wait. That's where I'm gonna cut it right now. I'm gonna get straight to work on this thing, so stay tuned if you guys wanna see this nice maroon red fairing kit installed on the Kawasaki green ZX-14R. I'm so stoked to see this thing in maroon red. It's gonna completely change the look of the bike. It's finally something that I'm like genuinely excited about. Coming off the McLaren build onto something like this is gonna feel so easy. And it's kind of just right now a breath of fresh air. Obviously, I'm still hugely stoked on the McLaren build. I cannot wait to see that thing painted and matching this. Like, it's all coming together. All the exciting times on the projects are all coming together all at once. It's really cool. Anyway, guys, stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day wherever you're at. Much love. Blessings on you guys. See you next time.
I just want to know what Tom Cruise has that I don't.
Right? Maybe just the good looks.